Okay, jump in.
We're live with the face and founder of the Rise Pilates Club, Olivia Santelli, part two.
Facts.
Olivia, how's your summer been going with this insane class that you have going on every Friday?
It has been the biggest whirlwind. Literally, I thought that we had hit our max capacity last year, and boy, was I wrong. We've literally like doubled and some again this year, which is fantastic for the community, but also a lot of behind the scenes, making sure everything's running efficiently, working with the park district to make sure it's safe. And so it has been like the fastest, biggest 5 weeks of my life so far.
I bet. Was it almost one of those situations where it's like, my God, what did I get myself into? To an extent. Like, I know you love doing this, but it's got to
That
be
was,
so much work.
yeah, that was literally what I was saying this past week. I was like, is this worth it? And like, obviously, it is so worth it. The community is worth it. All of it is so worth it. But when you're like in the depths of it, you're like, what did I sign myself up for? But then, Friday morning comes along and I stand up on that picnic bench and I'm like, oh my God, this is the craziest, most beautiful experience I've ever had. Yes, it's worth it. Every ounce of energy it's worth.
Yeah, and I read that it started with 13 of your friends on this beach.
Yeah, yes.
And what's been like your class where you have had the most people there, and
It
what's the
was,
number?
yeah, it was our fourth session this summer, and we were almost hitting 4,000. Yeah.
That is insane.
It's
Well,
insane.
that's a huge shout out to you for starting something that's free to the people. But I guess a crazy question that I had was like, have you ever thought to charge $5? Because that goes a long way.
That's a question I get often,
I
actually.
bet. Yeah.
Um, so yes and no. I think the experience, like the value, the core of the experience has always been how accessible it is. And remaining free is like such a big piece of it being accessible. And I think that really there's no need for me to charge the attendees um, because I'm willing to do a little extra work with the city or for sponsors to like fundraise that money outside of needing to charge attendees because I think that it being free is really a big piece of what has made it so special. Um, and it would almost feel wrong of me to switch up and decide that now people have to pay to be there. There's also no true way of tracking everyone, you know what I mean? So
Hmm.
uh, to ask some people to pay and know that others maybe aren't doesn't feel right. So I think I've gone back and forth quite a bit on that whole aspect, but I really think the value lies in it remaining free for the public at all times because it's free public land, right? It's really just my
Hmm.
service that our time, my energy, my family's energy that we're putting into it. The other costs are relatively low because we've done the extra work with the city and everyone else to keep this going accessibly.
And what you said with sponsors, I mean, this is you're putting in so much time and effort for people. At the end of the day, that's like your niche. To how you started, it's free Pilates on the beach. It's going to pay off the more you do it, for sure. Whether that be other ways of sponsors. But yeah, I was like calculating it out. I'm like, shit, like 3,000 people at $5 is like $15,000. But I know you're not. I was just like, I'm going to throw that out there. But say it's Monday and you have this class, 3 to 4,000 people to prep for on Friday. Like, what's the preparation like for a class like this throughout the week?
Yeah, great question. So honestly, my Wednesday to Saturday, my Wednesday to Friday are like the busiest time for me. Monday, Tuesdays mostly just like emails, meetings with my team. I've hired 2 employees this year, which is so crazy. Um, yeah, so I have 2 employees. I do all my employee meetings on Monday. And we also send out like sponsored emails. So it's a lot of coordinating to make sure everybody has the details, what time to be there, what time to be setting up, everything of that sort. Um, so Monday, Tuesday are a lot of just coordinating with external sources, people who are coming to the event. sending out emails, things like that. And then Wednesday, Thursday are a little bit more like kind of focused in. We need to really make sure like everything's charged, everything's ready, everything's getting packed up into the truck. So they're a little bit more hands-on, where thankfully we have all of our needs can fit in the back of my dad's pickup truck right now. So we can actually just pack all of that at home. But a little bit more hands-on Wednesday, Thursday. It's honestly a pretty low maintenance process once the system is in place. It took me a while to get the system down and to like outsource tasks to my employees, right? Like feel as if I didn't have to do everything was a big step back for me, but a very needed step back. And so, yeah, the week is pretty smooth, pretty seamless now that we have like that routine down.
Mm-hmm. And in terms of like planning the workout, is each one's different in its own way, right?
Yeah, all of them are different, slightly different. There's only genuinely like in the classical Pilates format, there's only so many moves that are accessible to like a large amount of people, right? So there's so many moves that people with osteoporosis or people who are pregnant can't do, or any other, modification that might be needed.
Right.
And so my goal is always to make sure that the class is formatted in a way that it's accessible for as many people as possible. So I'm always choosing moves that we can like flow, that I can start small and then slowly add on to make better and better and bigger and harder, and then people take what they need as we continue to flow through the class. So it's a lot of imagining in my head. It's also a lot of like me getting down on the floor of my bedroom and like trying it out and seeing what it feels like, as any other Pilates class would be, right? But I think the biggest piece is like going back to all of what I was taught about like how the moves are supposed to be fundamentally taught, modifications for like large populations and things like that. So yeah, it goes back to a lot of just like working through it in my brain and then feeling it in my body, and then it's ready to go.
Mm-hmm. And I love the idea. I mean, you have a ton of people. Not everyone's going to be able to see you on this bench. I love the idea of going on Instagram Live. Like I'll even wake up and I'll either Friday is my morning to kind of sleep in with work. I mean, sleep in to like 7. So your class is already over at the time. And I've been getting pictures from my parents, from my cousins,
Your
with
whole
you.
family has been there.
I know.
You have such a good support system of women around you. I have to say that, because they all, like anybody who knows you, they'll come up and they'll be like, "Oh my God, I know Nathan. Can we take a picture, please?"
And I love waking up to that because it's cool having spoken with you prior on my past episodes and your thing just blowing up completely. And I know I want to be there to support and do the class. It's tough with work for me, but I love that other people that live in the city that are followers and friends and family of me are supporting you too, and they love you. By the way, they're like, "You're talking to Olivia." Like, I've obviously had. They're like, you being on my podcast is huge to the. Like you said, I have a girl following is huge for them, which is so cool. So I do appreciate you coming on and.
Oh my God, I love it.
Talking to them when they're there. It makes them so happy. My mom was like, "She is incredible."
Oh my God, they were so sweet. I love talking to everybody at class. I think that's what makes class so special, not only just to me, but like I think to the public, is there are so many people that you can talk to, and everybody's so nice. Like, if you're waking up at 6 a.m. and going to the beach to take Pilates, you're not mean. Like, you're not grumpy. Like,
Right.
if
Right.
you didn't want to be there, you wouldn't be there. And so I think it really makes for an open and like welcoming environment to make new friends and make new connections and chit chat with people. And it feels good. Like, start your Friday social. It makes us feel like, we're escaping from the work week a little and adding a little extra time to our weekend.
Mm-hmm. And it kind of reminds me of for a guy when you're on the golf course, like everyone's respectful, everyone's nice, everyone's there for the same purpose. Like with Pilates, you're very rarely going to find someone rude that's going to come up to you and be like, say something negative, because you're there to relax and you're there to better yourself at the end of the day.
Right.
Which that's why what you built is so special. And then another story, my sister, we're driving home from Michigan. That was when we were supposed to record the first time, and she's like prepping me for this podcast with you, and I'm like, Mary, I got it figured out. Like she's like, you have to make this good, right? I'm like, well, I'll figure it out.
Terrible, thank you.
And she's like, can I? Because I usually jot down like a few notes, like I literally have Olivia Santelli, Oak Street Beach, like simple stuff so that I'm not reading off a paragraph.
Right.
And she like begged to see it before, and she's like, let me change stuff. And I'm like, calm down. We're going to get this recorded, and it's going to be just fine.
It's going to be great. We're literally
yeah.
like friends.
Seriously, that's what makes a podcast so good at the end of the day. And just in general with Pilates, what do you think about Pilates has made it so popular in general? I mean, you're obviously, what you have is so popular, but it's so popular around the world too.
It definitely is. And I think this like simultaneous growth of our community while the growth of Pilates was happening was definitely a factor in why Rise Pilates Club became what it did, right? And Pilates in general is just an incredibly low impact, accessible, like I said, to almost everybody workout. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm not asking you to jump up and down and give me burpees. Like it's not hard on your knees. Maybe you might like work on strengthening your shoulder to hold up your side body a little bit, or like strengthen your wrist to hold weight onto your hands. But other than that, it's relatively low impact on all of your joints, and you can do it from anywhere. Mat Pilates, like you don't have to have props, you don't have to have anything except for your body weight. And at the end of 45 minutes, and honestly at the end of like 15 minutes doing Pilates, I'm like, whew, that was hard, I'm like, oh, my core is shaking, oh, my legs are shaking, like you are really focusing on your mind to muscle connection. And the more that you can connect deeper to your body, and the more that you can really just like drop in and feel it, the easier it is to work out in a safe way, because you're just listening to what your body has to say when you're moving. And that's like the best part about it all. I'll take a Pilates class because I still love being a student. It's what helps keep me inspired. But I'll go to my Pilates class and we'll start with our first 3 moves. And after the second move, I'm like, I'm bagged. Like when you're doing it in proper form, like your whole body's shaking, your core is aching. It's so low impact, but it's so focused on that like connection to self, and that's really one of the biggest missions behind Rise Pilates Club, is making sure that people have the resources and the tools to be able to connect deeper to their minds and to their bodies.
Mm-hmm. And at the end of the day, I mean, workouts are tough in general, and everyone loves a good challenge while it being manageable for your body, because longevity is huge. I mean, even with me in the marathon, I'm worried about my knees giving out at any given
That's
moment.
what I'm saying. I'm like, I think you need Pilates, Nathan.
I
I think
think
maybe you need to go like get some joint strengthening exercises going on.
seriously, because
Strengthen the joint, but the supporting muscles.
yeah, and I have like 1 to 2 days throughout the week where I'm not running. So I guess if there's an exercise that you can speak and give to a listener that hasn't done Pilates ever, is there something that you can kind of give us that we can try based on your words, per se?
I'm like, one single exercise is so hard in Pilates because they all flow in like this form, right? But there's so much that you can find on YouTube. Like if you are a beginner, jump into YouTube. Or if you've like been a part of my classes, I also have a platform called Within. You can jump into there. There's online videos there as well. But there are so many resources that you can find like on demand, like YouTube or platform Pilates videos that you can do in your bedroom or at home. And that's the best way to get started. Like, that is the easiest way to jump into something because classes can be really expensive. Like, a Pilates class can push $40 these days. And so, for people to be able to just like start at home, find a video, do it without any props, like, that's a great place to start. All you literally have to do is look up at home Pilates workout, and tons will show up.
And that, when I was talking about the finance part of Rise Pilates earlier on, my cousins in Michigan that were all at your class did like a $45 class in Michigan.
Yeah.
And my cousin like made just a comment. She's like, I'd pay $50 to Olivia to go there. And I was like, I don't know if that's a good thing to tell her, but it is. I mean,
Yeah.
that just shows that people love what you're doing, where you're doing it too.
Yeah.
And I have two hypothetical questions about this class just to kind of wrap things up. And this is a fun one. I mean, it could be anybody in the world, but who's one person that you would absolutely freak out seeing at your class?
So my mom says this to me all the time. My mom's like, "Oh my God." So, little sneak peek. We've had some really major news outlets who have been reaching out to us to come cover us. And we recently had a national news outlet who's going to come cover Rise Pilates Club. And so my mom is right on this question with you. She's like, what if somebody famous shows up? She's like, what happens then? And I'm like, well, I treat them like every other person in class, obviously. But I don't know. I feel like that one's so hard because I want to think in Chicago, right? And if Simone Biles showed up, I think I'd freak. I think I'd actually like, and here's the crazy thing. I actually, like, my college roommate's sister knows Simone and all of that. And I'm like, I wonder if she's ever seen this. I wonder. But since she's local to Chicago, I'm like, that's kind of the biggest celebrity that I think that I would freak out about in Chicago, at least, you know? Um,
Yep.
Beyond Chicago, I mean, you could go a million ways of who I'd freak out with that would be there, but I think Simone's a huge one for Chicago, and obviously, like, everybody talks about Jeremy Allen White, but the fact that Jeremy Allen White's probably not going to the beach with thousands of girls in the morning is for the
Well,
best.
right when you said Simone Biles, like my mind immediately went to me clipping that, posting it, and having everyone tag Simone Biles. Your following is ginormous. Like we can get that done for sure. And that's something that she would love to do based on who she is.
Right, I feel like that's like it's a niche person, you know, like she's somebody who definitely takes care of herself and like has been a part of the movement community, so that's why I felt like she fits really well in that bubble.
Definitely, that's an incredible answer. And then you're obviously living the dream as a Pilates instructor, but you have to kind of be thinking about the future. Like maybe this is your dream, but is there any type of stage that now that you're sitting out there looking into all these people, is there anything that you're thinking like, shit, I kind of want to do this, like a stadium or something? Like, what's your kind of thoughts on your dream
Yeah.
as a Pilates instructor?
Definitely. I mean, that's been like everything in my brain recently has been, you know, what are we planning next? Because a lot of these preparation talks have to start months in advance before an event happens, right? So what I'm in the midst of right now is planning what's next. And I think dream wise, we would do a country tour, like a national tour, and we'd pop up at different beaches or at different venues across the country. One on my bucket list is Red Rocks. I don't know if you've ever seen, they do yoga at Red Rocks, and I'm like, how do I become a Pilates instructor at Red Rocks?
Well,
So
I'll
that's,
tell you, you just keep doing what you're doing.
yeah, and just reach out to the right people, I think. So, Red Rocks is a dream. Expanding to new cities is a dream. Um, Doing national pop-ups is a dream. All of that's a dream. Maybe teaching a class on Wrigley Field would be a dream. So, yeah, a little bit of everything, but there's so many stages, there's so many platforms that we can bring Pilates to and wellness to and all of these tools to. So I think there's really no shortage in spaces that are in need of these tools, which is why it's so exciting because we can expand anywhere.
Totally. And if you keep doing what you're doing with, obviously everyone needs a strong team. No one can do anything alone. The sky's the limit for Rise Pilates, and I'm so excited to watch from afar.
Thank you.
And
From
I have
afar, my bad.
I talked to you 4 or 5 months ago. How do you think you've grown as a person with Rise Pilates blowing up like this?
Yeah, I've talked about it a little bit actually, like standing on the picnic bench at Rise, but when we ask for growth and expansion and, when we start to put ourselves out there more, we tend to have like these old habits that come up or like old ways of living or, people from our past, whatever. Things come up to show us if we can like move past them and do it better, do it different. And so I think the past 5 weeks has been incredibly eye-opening to a lot of the things like the internal ability to accept success and like the ability to step into more, the capacity to hold more. And so it's been a lot of internal work. It's been a lot of sitting with myself, reminding myself that like it's okay to be proud of the work that I'm doing. Like we don't have to always be selfless. Like we can sit and be excited, and we can sit and thank ourselves for putting the work in for ourselves. And it's been a lot of that. It's also been a lot of opening up my capacity to hold that much energy, because when I'm standing up there and there's 4,000 people looking at you, it's an energy exchange, right? Like they can feel my energy, I can feel their energy. And so after Rise Pilates Club on Friday mornings, I crash and burn like nobody's business. Like I need to take the longest nap you've ever seen anybody take, because it's a lot of processing for our bodies. And so over the past 5 weeks, I've taken that time to process, to try to be proud of what I've built, because that's a hard step when you're like putting yourself out there and always looking for what's next, right? You don't always take that step to just be in the moment and be like, wow, this is cool. But yeah, it's been a lot of internal work of the capacity to hold more, to be able to be productive more often, like actually structuring out my days, because there's so much work to be done that if I take, a few hours off like I used to, I'm behind. So yeah, a lot of internal work, I'd have to say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and success is so exciting, but it could be overwhelming in the worst way possible. I mean, not worst way possible, but saying that like you're super successful right now, but it's overwhelming because the more successful you are, the more work you have to do.
Yeah.
But it seems like you've built this community that has your back completely, and I am so proud of you. Like I've mentioned,
Thank you.
I'm going to conclude. But if you could just stay on for a little bit after our videos load.
You got it.
Olivia, one more time, so proud of you. Appreciate your time. I promise if I don't make a class this time, it'll definitely be in the future.
Okay.
And
Next summer, we'll hold you to it.
yep, and I am 100% on my days off of marathon training going to get on my TV, put Within. Your YouTube channel's called Within.
No, I don't have I need to start a YouTube channel, but I just have a platform. So just pop on YouTube, turn on like Move with Nicole. Amazing. Look up Move with Nicole. She's got a great YouTube page. Do some of hers. She's incredible.
Okay. Well, we'll do. And I feel you on that. I mean, I have to post all these podcasts, all the videos. YouTube is exhausting, and I haven't really figured out how to do it.
No, it's
Yeah.
so hard. That's where I tried to start. I tried to start on YouTube, but by the time you've edited and uploaded, just uploading a YouTube video literally takes hours.
It's
If you don't have like,
ridiculous.
it's actually crazy. So I'm with you.
And then you have to fit a picture on there that works I don't know, thumbnail, I think it's called.
Yeah,
So
there's a lot of
I,
extra work that goes into it.
I definitely feel you on that, but I highly recommend when you're free to get on YouTube because I'll definitely turn you on. Like, just follow your moves and work out with you virtually would be excellent.
Yeah,
Excellent start.
working on getting those up, so I'll let you know when they're
Yeah, but I know you're busy, so no pressure.
there.
But thank you so much, Olivia. Keep killing it, and everyone listening, get to Oak Street Beach next Friday.
Next Friday we'll be there. See you then.
See you then. Bye bye.
Bye.